Hi, hello to you. Thank you very much for being here. This is Mike again. I'm on my balcony. Today I've got these, so to make sure that the sound is well. And I'll get straight to the point now because probably this is the most, maybe one of the most important messages or aiding I can give to people about their life. And it's to do with the couple life. And there are things that need to be said that most people don't aware of or don't understand. Now, as I begin all videos, I say that the human being is an energetic, hologramic field receptor. It came here from the universe because the spirit came from the universe to live in a body, a genius body, by the way, and its function basically is to receive messages or coding from or signals from the universe, because the human being is coded in the universe completely, all levels, and to translate it into action by being in the point of receiving and enacting it without interference. Now, I would call this point oneself, because when a person is in this point where no disturbance happens in the point of connection, then he is himself or herself, and it's in growing because the universe recognizes the attraction and it comes immediately, because the human beings got the lines of the lines that will connect him to the universe. It's a permanent line, permanent lines, 9 permanent lines. With most people, they are cut because of many reasons that to do with the situation of the Earth during the millennia, and it's in a big change now. We feel it, we know it. In many levels we can, in feeling, in just watching what's going on, things change. So anyway, about couple life. Couple life never starts with two people. It starts with the person, and there's another person. But before the two people meet, a person needs to, as I said, be in connection, be in its seat, in its chariot, yeah. Sitting is Merkaba, it calls. Yeah, it's just you hold the wheel. So if a person holds its own wheel, his own wheel or her own wheel, what happens is that he is becoming complete. I mean, he grows from a childhood to adolescent to be a grown up, and if he's built energetically, perceptibly, emotionally, in all level, emotionally, mentally, physically, and spiritually, is balanced, then we can say that the person is in readiness to receive. Now, the universe look for people like that. Look for all people, but what happens when a person is like that, then the universe recognizes it immediately and comes to flow inside the human and outside from the human as an action, as a perception, as a building, as a writing, singing, or whatever. As a person, according to his own specific structure, because every person is fivefold. You know, we have had 4 extensions, but every person is unique. He's got his own specific expression. We call it his own specific song that he sings all his life. So if a person is in in an opera thing, and he's in singing, that what happened is that the universe is actually in contact. Now, the marriage, first of all, is between all parts of the human. And if the human is in readiness, actually the universe, for the universe, the human is the best thing that could ever be, because it was created, the human, to do the work I described. But then there are combinations, and actually one of the most attractive, powerful, and effective combination in the universe is the joining of two people, man and a lady. Now, why is it so? I will not get into it now. It's got many layers and levels, but it is the most powerful machine for the universe to manifest itself in the human. Okay? So actually the universe is seeking for opportunities for people to find coupling. Now, if a person is ready, is himself, herself, and is balanced, and there is a flow, and there is a song, and there is an inner opera, and many expressions, and happiness, and what goes on with it, because life for real is very happy and flowing, and true, of course. Yeah. So what happens is that the universe is marrying the person, him or her, in themselves. So, for example, the man will marry the lady that is a higher being in his own life, because this man, the higher part of a man is a lady-like, and the higher part of a lady is a man-like. This is why there is an attraction. There's a whole scenario, and I will make a very expressive video about that one, about that point. But now we're speaking about the attraction, okay? So first of all, the person needs to marry himself. The marriage is actually the fullness. He's becoming one. He's becoming one thing. It's not perfect. It's growing all the time, but it's a one thing in its growth, okay? So now, in this stage, the universe will always seek for this person, another person, a lady or a gentleman, depends, if a man for a lady, if a lady for a man, and then it will always try to make them come together and meet in many mysterious ways. This is why we call the relationship the man-woman mystery. Right, so the universe is actually seeking for two full people, two ones, to become together, to come together and to make a joined endeavor, or to make a love affair, as you can call it, or a whole theatrical structure of love and growth within the couple. So actually the universe is very interested in couple life. But what happens in the world, that we see so many disasters and not successful couple life, and most of people don't understand why. Well, I started to explain. I said that if a person is not ready, if he's juvenile, for example, in the age of 35, which is not really fit for 35 years old man or lady to be juvenile in its behavior all the time. Or, for example, if he's got fears or anxieties, or he was hurt when he was a child, and there are wounds that will decay its growth, then the person is not full. Now, people always look for couple, for the other person, man or a lady, because it's attractive. It's one of the most attractive things in the universe, man and lady. But then there's something interesting, you see, because if a person's got a joining between him and himself, or her or herself, he's got the love for his own life or her own life. The love is there. And the person understands that he doesn't depend upon anything. He's a couple. He's already a couple. But now there's a second stage, because coupling life, two people are always second stage. Okay? So we are talking now about the situation when a person is not depending. But what happened is, this is when a man fall in love with a lady, or vice versa, and they fall in love with one each other. Sometimes there start to be a dependency, or what happened with this another person will want to go, with the other person will break. See, this is where it's not full. This is where the trouble begins, because it's like, if you don't have yourself, how can you have relationship? And it's very difficult to come to the fullness of being, moving being, because the world is always distracting us. The world is not teaching us those kind of things at school. They're not giving us the education. The world does not build for human true life today, unfortunately. We see the results everywhere. There are more divorces than marriages. So we're actually speaking about a situation where the people come together and they are not full, and the trouble begins. Now, to take what I said until now, I once asked a question by one very wise person when I was young, and he said, "What do you think the most important thing that will promote couple life?" Now I'm asking you this. What is the most important thing, number one thing, that will promote the growth of couple life? Okay, you can pause it, but I'll give you the answer, because it was very difficult for me. I was giving many good things that was very close, but not the one thing. And the one thing is that it works. It works, guys. What is it? It works. It means, as it works for you, if it doesn't work together with someone else, then it doesn't work, then couple life cannot continue or cannot be successful. It, when I say it, brackets, it's the presence between the two. The presence that lives with them, enhance them, get enhanced by them, and give actually the energy and the power to the energetic structure of the couple life, which is actually a second stage and not the first one. Okay? So if you build the second stage before the first one, it will break the whole thing. See, because the base is not base right, then another floor will just crush the house. Okay, so we are talking now about a situation that it must be in the middle, and it works. It works. Something works. What does it mean? It means that the couple life doesn't need to do so much between one another. They don't need to prove to one another. It just happens. They don't need to invest too much. It just happens. It's just something bigger than them takes them and swirl them together and dance them. If we take it as a business, then the investment is much lesser than the income. But what happens in most cases in the world, that you invest, and the income is just like that. And in the end, you become bankrupt energetically, and the marriage falls, breaks. So this is the most important thing in couple life, and it's to do together with what I said in the beginning of this video. Now, this man asked me another question, and the question is, what is the most dangerous thing for couple life? Now, here it was much easier, and I thought, and I said the right answer, and the answer is to take it for granted. To take the thing that works between you for granted. No, it's not for granted. Forget about it. You need to work every day, like in a garden. You need to take the weeds. You need to to put water, you need to take care of all around, and to see that the table is clean, that there is no bias, that people are not afraid to tell the truth. Because if there's no truth in couple life, there's no couple life, for real. It will be a miserability. And instead of the man-human mystery, you become the man-human misery. Because the T is always it. The T represents what comes from upper sphere down. This is how T, you see, the T, like that. So I can't make this video too long, but this is the most important message you will get. Don't get into couple life. I'm not speaking about adolescents. They need to train, you know, adolescent train. They go fall in love, and then the girl leave, and he become he's got time of misery and loneliness, and you know, like disappointment in love, and oh my God, all the 99 of maybe less 95% of all songs in the world are love songs, and many of them are, oh, she left me, you know. But if she left you and you've got yourself, then you want her to live her life as she wants. She wants you to live her life. And if you want to leave, then leave. People do it because they want to, not because I can't without. No, you can without. You are married between you and you, if you are married between you and you. Now, adolescents can go and, like train. Fine. That's the time. Fall in love. Go and have as much sex as you need. Get full with it. Get full. Get balanced. Then go on, and then you'll become ready. When you are ready, then it happens. You don't need to work hard too much to find your couple or your mate. God is taking care of it. The universe will find you if you are one between you and yourself. Now, there are many things to be said about that, to say about that. I will give much of it every time I'll take an item, because this is so important. If people can take this message and think about how they are. I mean, to have no bias, you need to have no bias between you and you before you have no bias between you and the one that you love. It's very simple. You want to be true with yourself before you want to be true with someone else. You want to be happy with yourself before you're happy with someone else. It's second stage happiness, second stage growth, second stage trueness, second stage whatever. You have it. But you need to have it first. You, if you're a lady, or you, if you're a man. So this is why couple life is got always a third vector, which is not a human. It's the presence of something bigger and higher. Okay, I hope this gave something extra, special. Okay? And if you enjoyed this, please make thumb up. And if you really enjoyed it, subscribe. And if you extremely enjoyed it, send the video to someone else that you want his life to be more successful. So here you go. So thank you very much for being here again. I was enjoying this very much. Big heart. Take care. Bye-bye.